Okay, hey YouTube. So I have tried to shoot this video about 15 times. I don't know what is wrong with my camera, but it will not let me take longer than a 4-minute video. There's some issue with it because it hasn't always done that. So this is kind of what I've got set up. So this is how we're going to have to do it. So I apologize in advance. But I wanted to come today to show you a updated setup of my Gillio Amica in the color purple. It's a little bit hard to tell in this lighting the color of it, but it is purple, and it is in the personal size. So let's get started. So the first part, the thing that I love about the Gillio, the Amica as opposed to the Campagna, which I've never had a Campagna, so I've never actually touched one in my hands, just looking at it. But I do love the pocket layout of the Amica. I use my personal size planner as a wallet as well, so being able to have my cards here in the front. I set this in my purse like this. All I have to do is open it and I can pull my cards out while it's still in my bag, which is very nice, and I can easily just slide them right back in there, which is very, very nice. So in here I have a little She Reads Truth scripture card. I have my little planner stickies from the last month's Planner Society kit. I have my driver's license, my bank card, my Target gift card, and my Target card. This is a gold card that was my mom's. And then I have an appointment card and a business card for somebody that I'm working with currently. I also keep a little ollie clip here. There was some little imperfection in the leather right here, which I did get this pre-loved, but I think it came like this with this little imperfection, which doesn't bother me in the slightest, but I just keep this little ollie clip there and it kind of keeps it covered, so I don't even notice it. Then in this first secretarial pocket, I keep some stickers from a Studio Calico kit, and then I keep this little card that came with my teaks in there as well. And then I don't have anything in this second secretarial pocket, but normally I'll keep any like pertinent doctor's papers or anything that needs to be handled. I'll keep that back there. Then we get to my first section. This is my my first divider is my calendar section. I have this little clip also from the Planner Society, the little girl clip. Then I have my monthly view from Alexis, also known as Miss Trenchcoat. I just have that clip to a piece of acetate that came with a Planner Society, Studio Calico kit. Then I have this little clear divider that came from Heidi Swap, and I just punched it to match the personal size holes. Then I have my fun holiday and my holiday list. This is from Poop E. I can't remember. I'll leave it linked down below. Or I'll think of it in 2 minutes. Then I just wrote out the list of birthdays for my family. Then I have my list of holidays that's on a pull-out also from Miss Trenchcoat. And on here I just mark the holidays my husband's off, what counts as a holiday for my work because I have to work a certain number of holidays, and then what counts as a holiday for my daughter's daycare so I know when it's closed. So we have somebody that can watch her if one of us is not off. Then we move into my monthly section. This is just a little Project Life card with some scripture on the back. My months are from the month on 2 page from So Much Crafting. And May, and then this is the month we're in right now, June. I use one of these Get It Done sheets, and I just put for every month, I put one of these in between my pages, and I just put personal to-dos and then work, school, CCRN to-dos because I'm in the process of studying for my CCRN test, which is the critical care certification test. So anytime I'm thinking about something like, oh yeah, I need to do that, and I don't have a specific date or time that it's due by, then I'll just mark it on here, and I reference this every single week when I do my weekly planning. So it's really come in handy. It really helps me get things done. So that goes in the middle there. For whatever reason, I didn't have the month on 2 pages further than June 2016. So and Danielle's shop was closed, and I don't think she's even put out her academic or the rest of it from July on. So I didn't have any way of getting more of these inserts, which was fine. So I just went online and I found this from MissWonderful.com, and this is the month on 2 pages. It was undated, so I just put some stickers and I used these little clear dots from Heidi Swap to mark the dates. And because I printed these myself on this kitty koala paper, I chose not to print like August on this side. I chose to have blank pages to kind of keep the month like that. And on this side, I just put my home and personal to-dos that I'm going to write out. And then I put my work, school, CCRN to-dos that I'll write out like that. So instead of having the page in the middle, I'll just have it on either side. So I did July and August, and then these boxes are really, really tiny. So for the following, after that, I found this from Peanuts Planner Co. And I really like her aesthetic, so I went ahead and just printed out. I purchased this and printed it for September. And I just did the same thing. Work and school to-dos, and then home to-dos. I don't know how well that can be seen. Let me try to prop this up a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so then I have this clear Filofax flyleaf that I put sticky notes on, and that marks my weeks. So I use the week on one page with grid from So Much Crafting. There we go, that's better. So these are some previous weeks. This is our current week. And in here I have, so that's how it looks. I have just a little notes, day on a page. This is just some Target dollar spot paper that I just jotted down, some notes of things I need to do. Normally I'll use the day per page from So Much Crafting, but I didn't have any in here. And then this is a cleaning checklist, also from Peanuts Planner Co. This is the current week. I do zone cleaning, so and I'll show you my zone cleaning section in a minute. But I liked the thought of being able to break out my tasks like this, and then have kind of like weekly tasks down here for to-dos that I can mark off. So I'm trialing this, and we'll see how it works. So this is my week now. For future planning, I have through the beginning of July in here, and I just put these little Post-it notes from Michael's, the Recollection Michael's, and it just has to-dos and to calls. So if I have something that's coming up, something I need to get done, I can just put it on here, and you know, whenever it comes time to plan for this week, I already have a couple of things that I know need to get done for that week. So this has been really helpful. Then I have my notes section, and in here I use these from the Michael's Recollection New Planner collection. This is the I'm Too Busy book, and it just has grid paper in here, and I'm really liking the quality of this paper. And so I just tear it out, I slit little holes in it, and I pop it in my planner, and it works great. It is just a little bit longer than a regular sheet of personal size paper, but it does not bother me in the slightest that it hangs over a little bit. But if it bothered you, you could always just trim a little bit off and it would be fine. But I use this paper to just jot down notes. This is after many, many conversations I had with a bank issue. So I just keep that in there. And then I have also some Target dollar spot paper that I slit. Then I have my day per page from So Much Crafting, and then this is an extra cleaning checklist that I printed the wrong way, but I'm going to use it because I printed it, and I'm not going to be wasteful. So then my next section is my work section. This is actually my work, school, and YouTube or social media section, but for the first part, I used this academic book from the Michael's Recollection brand, and in here it has a blank monthly calendar, and then it has some important projects, sheets, and then it has assignments and assigned readings, and then it has a section for contacts. So I've used a couple of these sheets already. So in here I first have my calendar, which I haven't filled out because I have not gotten into school yet, and so I don't want to fill it out for August if school doesn't start until January and I don't have any school assignments things that I want to do. But my intention for this is to just put down my work schedule and my school schedule. So tests, any day that I have to be in class, anything like that, labs, anything that I have to do where I have to actually go in class, because I don't want to put that on my main calendar because I don't want to clutter it up or anything. So I'm fine with having two sections where I need to look at. And then I also printed, incorrectly at first, but I'm going to use it. I found these 2 weeks on 2 pages, also from Peanuts Planner Co. And I'm going to use these to write out assignments for my school stuff. So I haven't used it because I haven't gotten in school yet, and I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but this is my intention. This is my plan, and it makes me feel better to know that I have a plan in place for if and when I start school. So we'll see how it works if and when I actually get into school. But like I said, it makes me feel better. So then I have my work top tab. This is just some work stuff, license number, logins. These are some work to-dos. This is just on a sticky note that if I get all this done or something, I can just throw this away and stick another one on there. These are my CEUs for my continuing education. Then my school tab. These are some schools that I'm applying to for their master's program. These are some lists of scholarships that I'm going to apply to. And then this was also a free printable from Miss Wonderful. This is where I'm going to write down any school expenses. So I've already applied for one program, and this was the amount. So I plan on doing this for anything that I have to pay as far as school goes. Books, school supplies, tuition, anything I plan on writing on here. Then I have, I used one of those school contact pages. Let me show you the blank one. I used a little dot here and I put work contacts. It's a little bit hard to see, but I can see it. So, and this is where I write down anybody's email address that I may need for work. And then I have this one for school. So whenever I get into school, I can just copy down all my professors' names with their email address and their office hours. So I have all of that ready to go. Then this is a YouTube social media section. These are some video ideas. This is just a little social media tracker that I just kind of whipped up. It's not very neat and it's not even filled out, but I just have the month, YouTube stuff, Instagram stuff, and I do have a lowly little blog, but if I ever post anything again, I'll put that on there. And then this is just some notes. My next tab is my family tab. So this is where I have stuff for me, my husband, my daughter, and my dogs. I have them all top tabbed here. So this is my stuff, my sizes, some wish list stuff, some planner wish list, my online purchases. This was a free printable from someone. Then I use this Filofax financial sheet, and I just slit it and I write down all my planner purchases. So this month I'm trying to do a no spend, but I needed to get my monthlies worked out, so I had to buy that. Of course, I had to, right? So I keep that in there so I can keep track of what I buy for my planner. Then this is also, this is like where I keep my fitness and health stuff. And I used to have that as its own section, but I combined that into one section with my family. And I used to have a pull-out from Miss Trenchcoat that I used to mark my workouts and my menstrual cycle, but I purchased this from Peanuts Planner Co. and I'm able to fit 2 years on here, and I just go out and mark what days I worked out and my menstrual cycle, so that's going to be really handy. This is my medications with the pharmacy information. This is just a list of my health, so every month, anytime I go see a doctor, I write down what doctor, what they said, what their orders were, yada, yada, yada. So I always keep track of that. This is just a little weights and measures thing. I don't really keep track of my weight or anything. This is my husband's section. So I have some gift ideas for him. He wrote out a wish list that he wants for his car. This is his health. So I put it on blue paper as well, so I can just quickly find it. This is stuff for my daughter. I have her health, her vaccines. These are some notes from when she gets sick, milestones, and then I have school stuff, so she goes to daycare. I need to probably combine these 2 pages, but I just haven't yet. And then her size. Then I have stuff for my dog, so I know when I got them groomed, and I have their vet information. Then my second to last section is my home. So here I have a running shopping list for Target. So I keep a list of everything that I buy at Target, because that's where I do kind of my home goods shopping at for like all of our home stuff. And I keep just a running shopping list, so I know when I go to Target to do that shopping, these are the things I need. This is a seasonal produce notes that I took. Then here I have this menu planning book, also from the Michael's Recollection line, and it has a weekly menu plan with a shopping list. And so I'll put a couple of these in here. I don't have any in there right now because I've used them, but I do my weekly meal plan, and then on the back side I write out my shopping list, and once that's done, then I write my menu plan in my weekly section, and then I'll usually toss it, but I usually have a couple of extra ones in here. And then this book also has this staples and favorite meal ideas for the months. So this actually has 2 months, so in May, so I know I can quickly just reference like, oh hey, we really liked this, it was easy to make, so maybe this week we can have that again. And then it also has some inventory, so fridge and pantry inventory, and then some menu to-dos, which I don't really know what you use that for, but this would be a good to-do list if you just covered up that menu. It's a really nice looking to-do list. Like if you had a project and it had steps, you could just write out the steps to your project. That would work. But yeah, so that's what I've been using there. So I usually have those in here as well. Then I have my home management section, so air filters for our house, water filters for our refrigerator, that kind of stuff. Then I have car section, so car repairs, daily routines. So this is my cleaning routines. This is my zone cleaning. I just typed this out and printed it out. I have 5 zones. So this is just kind of a tentative. I'm going to make notes on here after I go through all 5 of my zones and see if there's anything I left off. If there is, I save this file so I can just quickly add it and reprint it. Then I have my house plans. Like I said, last video, my husband and I sit down at the beginning of every year and write out plans we'd like to do for our home. Then some dining room notes whenever I was working through that zone and reorganizing some stuff, and our office/playroom. Then I have plans for our backyard, and then some blank paper. Then my last section is my financial section. So like I said, I use this as my wallet. I just have some kind of password information, login stuff. It's encrypted, so it's not like anybody could tell. Then I have this wallet ice in case of emergency. I keep my cards in a separate section, so I have what's in that little pouch in here. Then we do a cash system. So I have this little clear flyleaf from Filofax, and I write out my weeks and how much money I need to pull out of the bank every week. Then we are doing the 52-week money savings challenge, so we've been pretty diligent at that, and I keep that money in here until this gets too full, then I transfer it to another place. Then I have this one card envelope. This has my insurance cards, my ACLS and BLS cards, and the little card for my daughter's account, and then our healthcare spending account card in here as well. Then I have these little envelopes that came from the Financial Peace University. These were some extras that I took out and hole punched, and they work perfectly fine in here. I've never had any issues with my money falling out. But these are just like extra categories. So I have haircuts, I have entertainment, and home repair. So these are just kind of extra categories. The rest of my stuff I keep in here. This is from a time for everything on Etsy. The number 4. Everything at Etsy. So this comes with these little clear dividers that I've just labeled, and this is where I keep the bulk of my cash budget. So if I'm going somewhere and I don't need to take my whole planner with me, sometimes I'll just leave this in the car and I can just take this out, and it works perfect. Then I have this last little top-loading envelope from Filofax, and in here I keep some stamps and some $1 bills for my daughter's breakfast money at daycare. Then I have another clear flyleaf as a page lifter. Then this planner has a 3rd secretarial pocket in the back. I don't normally keep anything in here, but if I did need to, it's there. And then I've been using this little crown pin that came with last month's Planner Society kit, and it fits in there perfect, and I love the way it writes. And that is it. So she is pretty stuffed. Of course, it's more stuffed when I have my little cash money in here, but it all works. It snaps. It's perfect. I have really, really, really been loving this planner. Like, I have a bunch of other Filofax planners, but this planner it's phenomenal. So there's not a lot of Amica setup videos and stuff, so hopefully this helps somebody who's on the fence of deciding between an Amica and maybe a Campania. I've really, really enjoyed this planner. I don't foresee ever needing to get a Campania because I really love the pocket layout of this planner. The rings are perfect. They're perfect size. I have really, really enjoyed this planner. So if there's any questions, anything I forgot, just leave it in the comments below and I will try to get to it. Otherwise, I will see y'all next time. Thanks so much.